Alrighty, welcome back to another evening of Fast Cars in Italy. I'm Aaron Tobin, joined today with, is this Matt Higgs?
Matthew Higgs?
It is Matt Higgs.
Yes, it is. Why are you talking so quiet?
Because this is a relaxing evening in Italy. Don't mind the nice afternoon sun rays.
I think these race cars are pretty intense.
I know, it should be good. What do we have so far? Anyways, this is round 4 of the ESR SuperTrofeo Academy. We are at Misano, Italy, a track that, if your name is Michael Magus, you know. If your name is literally anyone else, you've probably never heard of.
I've heard of it.
Okay, Mike. Well, looks like we've got Andres Lykoudis here up in first, Rachel Guerin hot on his tail for second, Foster, Nelson, Bennett, Palmer, Howell, Fay, McIntyre, James, Hemian, Gonzalez, Von Quackenberg, Kirk, Silvestri, and Yaxley Aguilar here today. Good showing. 16 drivers in all.
Not too shabby.
You, sir, are the Misano expert, not me. I've never driven a lap around here. Tell us about this track. What do we have?
It's small, but it has a nice flow to it. It's not like a long straight and with like multiple hairpins. It's kind of it has good flow.
See if we can find someone here to ride on board with.
Andreas.
I do know from having watched a bit around here, the last two turns look particularly fun.
This turn is quite difficult. This next one going up here, Andreas going right there. Especially if your car wants to rotate.
Michael Magus calls that like the world's longest hairpin, that it just keeps going.
Keeps tightening.
Or it might not be that one, it's a different one. I can't remember. But that turn, I love that turn.
Yep. Alright, let's ride on board with Andreas Lykoudis. Want to turn one there, gotta go over the curbs. A little over the curbs there. Don't touch them too much or else you'll bounce wide.
Ooh, and he's gonna have to push here on his last lap because Guerin just took the pole from him.
And about 2/10. Alright, break that there. Cut that. Run it wide a little bit. Then get off throttle. Dive, cut that. Cut these curbs.
Oh, he's right with his time so far.
Oh, it's going down. Breaking the 100-meter sign, just past it maybe. Feeling comfortable.
Yeah, this is an interesting looking turn here.
Oh, he went wide. Lost 2/10.
That's not good. I think, yeah, this is the one. This is the tricky hairpin.
Yeah, good away, gas. There you go. Just 2/10 up.
Oh, here we go. Great launch out of that turn. He's right where he needs to be. Oh, that 100th of a second will make the difference. He's losing it there.
Yeah, he's lost half a second there.
He's going to have to really push to the final sector.
Go away. Break.
He's really got nothing to lose. I don't think his second place.
He's missed the apex.
Oh, maybe. Although it looks like he missed on his previous lap as well. This is going to be close.
Oh,
one turn.
2/10 up.
Last turn to hold it.
Cut that more.
Oh, it's exciting stuff. Oh, he's gonna beat. I don't. Did he? Oh no! Lost it by 100th at the last moment there. Almost had it.
If he nailed that lap, he probably would have got pole.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he missed one of those turns, lost about 2/10 there, but. Oh, that was close coming to it. I
so
think
close.
let's just take it as it's going to be a good race with that.
With those two.
Yeah, hefty gap between them to the rest of the field. Although looking down around kind of the lower end of the mid-pack, you've got from 8th all the way down to, what, 12th? Separated by about 3/10. That should be close racing there.
Andreas could have been 2/10 up if he nailed it. He was 2/10 down at one point.
I know.
He was 2/10 down down in one corner, then he was 2/10 up in the next corner. So
There we are. Let's see if we can pull up some standings here while we wait. Get a little view of how the season's looking. Alright, so. Oh, my mistake. This is actually the 5th out of 6 races, not the 4th. Last week being
crap, I told him
Zolder.
I'm the imposter.
Well, looking at the season standings so far, David Nelson has hung on to the lead, although that lead is coming down. Rachel Guerin is now, let's see, I believe 18 points behind, well within striking range at this time. Cliff Hemian has also, after a nice opening few rounds, hung on to 3rd place. Dave Palmer in 4th, and Zach Bennett is in 5th. 6th is currently Josh McLaughlin, although I don't see him making up any points today as he's not on the grid. Guerin has grown closer and closer, and last week finally got herself within real striking distance of this lead. So,
Who's in the lead?
well, David Nelson is still leading the points after taking the first 2 wins, as Guerin had a rough couple opening races, but she's been very strong with the first and second the last 2 races, and is only 18 points back. So, this is definitely her opportunity, with 1 race remaining after this, to take the points lead. Could be a good day for Foster as well. He's currently down 9th in standings after a troublesome season, with especially the first 2 races, had some bad issues there. But he obviously has the speed, could win at any time, is 4th on the grid right now, and he is within 5 points of passing 3 people in the standings, so just needs a solid day. Alright. Here they come to the green flag.
Alright, let's see. Here we go.
Lycudis really laid back there, but he does technically have... No, he's the outside, not the inside.
It is possible to get around there if you stick around the outside. Oh, no, he gave it up.
Yeah, he dropped back pretty quickly there. Let's see. Okay, we've got some issues in the back.
Oh no, what happened there?
Let's take a look and see who made it through, who did not. Oh, Quackenberg is going it's going around and having issues.
Whoever went wide and tapped, and they're having a bad day. Oh, Lycudis got around Guerin.
Lycudis.
Don't know how that happened. Is there a replay?
There should be. Let me try and pull that back up.
If not, then ACC should add a feature where you can see when a car overtakes another, kind of like with collisions. Guerin under pressure from Foster behind, David Nelson in hot pursuit.
Unfortunately, our director crashed right at that moment. We'll let things sort out before restarting the server. We'll have to reconnect to get that working again. Alright, so off the launch we've got Lycudis overtaking Guerin for 2nd. Looks like Foster has gained a position up to 3rd. Nelson, I think he moved up a position as well. Bennett, Silvestri, and Hemian made up some nice spots there, up to 7th.
All right, good job for them. David Palmer.
Oh,
did not have
Palmer
a
was
good
the
day.
man we lost in all of that. He had a great showing there in qualifying. So not the start Palmer wanted. Have to question if he has any damage.
Is he still in the race? Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, yep. He has caught the field, is up to 15th.
Shang Feng Fei went down too.
Mm-hmm. They were definitely one of the spinners early on. Looks like we got Silvestri looking to overtake Bennett for 5th.
Ginger box.
Oh, okay. Gotta see him in there.
Gianmarco Silvestri. Right click Hemi in there. 6th place. Garen's under real pressure for Foster and Nelson.
Mm-hmm. And with this Lycudis, I don't know what happened to Garen. Maybe she took some damage or just roughed up the tires. Not only did she lose the lead, but is really losing contact with Lycudis.
Oh, look at she has some. Look on her right hand side of her car. I think she has some damage along the side skirt. On the side there, along the door.
Hard to tell.
Looks like it scratches.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she went wide, and if we look at Andreas, maybe he has some damage on the right hand side of his car. Or left hand side. Because
I know she wants the win. Everyone does. But if you're talking about the season championship, a 2nd place would get it done. Really just needs a, mistake-free, solid race here.
Well, it doesn't look like Andreas has any damage on his car, so... Uh-oh, what happened to Nelson?
Nelson. Still in 4th place.
Okay. He went down, I guess. Wait, did we lose somebody? Oh, no, never mind.
Nope.
I'm out of it.
Alright, now that things have shaken out, we are going to very briefly do a quick reconnect to get this director tool working. That is unfortunately what it requires. Hang with us here, folks. I guess you're still watching, Matt. What's going on in the race?
I am still watching. Lycudis is still leading. Garen's under real pressure behind. Actually, no, she's gotten some gap when Foster and Nelson were fighting. I'd say about a 2nd behind Foster is. Foster's fast lap is a 10th faster than Garen's, which is Garen's last lap, or best lap, is 2/10 slower than Lycudis. Lycudis.
There we are. And with that, we are back. So, Garen is reeling back in Lycudis, down from 2.2 seconds to 1.5. Looks like our closest fight is back around Nelson and Bennett. Although Silvestri is still on the tail of Hemian. Palmer has worked his way up to 13th.
Really on the back of Garen. Also caught in the last
yes,
turn
he
there.
is.
They're going at least 100 miles an hour.
Foster is really diving into these turns, which is hurting him on the exits, it seems. This track certainly plays itself well towards the traffic getting pretty spread out. Looking here at Kurt holding off James and Quackenberg. And with that, Lykoudis stretches lead back out to 2.8 seconds. I imagine Garen is having to alter her line a little, holding off Foster, and it's costing her a bit of time.
Yeah, that's what happens when two cars go to battle. They tend to slow each other up because they're not running the ideal line.
I'm sure Lykoudis is loving this.
I would be. I'd be cheering along and saying, "Yes, Larry, harass her, make her slow down."
Absolutely. It takes a very seasoned defender to be able to really forget about the car behind you and just take the quickest line.
Even the best drivers in the world, like the fastest drivers, field drivers, all suffer from that. It's our competitive nature, I guess.
Yeah. And you really have to have the confidence there to know that you can take it. I mean, if the car behind you is legitimately quicker than you, then simply taking the quickest line might not be your best bet.
And plus, it does have to do with how confident you are with the other driver, how much you've driven with them. Like, you kind of expect what they're going to do. Because you don't know if somebody's going to dive down, do an ambitious dive, and take you
Definitely. And these drivers have definitely come to know each other pretty well through these first 4 rounds, and can expect where they're going to go and how they'll behave much better than they did at the start of the season. Which always makes for better racing.
The unexpected here.
He could.
He could just use the front of that Lambo as a giant scoop. Like a ramp. Decides can't go around, you might as well go through.
I said all these drivers know what to expect from each other at this point. Unfortunately, that expectation might be that the person you're racing, if you hold out long enough, will make a mistake.
Facts.
Not that I can blame them. These SuperTrofeos are not easy to handle.
I'm sorry my brakes aren't working. I don't know what it is. I pressed the brake, but the car didn't stop. Uh-oh. Something's happened like this.
Yeah, maybe he just got a little distracted there. He lost a bit of time on that lap.
Oh yeah, he's within half a tenth.
Okay, yeah, no, he lost about 1.5 seconds on that lap.
Yeah, his last lap was 141.3. Garen's last lap was a 140.3.
Let's take a look. Palmer, meanwhile, has moved his way up to 10th, trying to do everything he can to recuperate some points.
Oh damn, Yaxley has some pretty heavy front end damage there.
Who does?
Yaxley Aguilar.
You know Palmer's going to want to get a move on here. Going into this race, he is actually currently 4th in the standings and only 18 points back behind Cliff Hemian.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, although he's not going to get that podium in the points sitting behind Hemian. He needs to get up there ahead of him.
Yeah, I agree. But when's the last race?
Last race is 1 week from now at the Nürburgring.
Oh, that's gonna be challenging. These cars.
Oh yeah. I imagine going through the sweeping S's is going to be very painful in this car.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea what to expect. I haven't driven it much. I appreciate the fact that most of these drivers are either AM or silver. Except for
Oh, whoa,
Andreas
whoa,
Red.
whoa. Lakudis, he is in the pits.
What happened to him?
Oh no, I wonder if I'm willing to bet that in, that mad dash at the end to get his qualifying lap in, he might, and just in all the madness, and he might have forgotten to add full fuel. Oh, not again.
No, Andreas.
That has to have been what it is. I'm wondering if the reason he lost so much time at the end of that previous lap was he was kind of caught up wondering if he needed to dive into the pits, and then he didn't, but then this lap he finally decided he did have to.
Yeah, he's just sitting in the pit still.
Or potentially he could be having some other hardware or software issue going on. Fortunately, we can't see what's happening in the pits. That is a sad ending there.
That's disappointing for sure. I'd be absolutely gutted if I was him.
Alright, oh, Garen. I'm not sure what happened there. There might have been a little bit of contact, but it looks like no worse for the wear.
Andreas on the jacks.
Okay.
Oh, it came down.
So, well, he's about to get lapped. As our two leaders do come by, and once again, Larry Foster hounding Garen for the lead. All switching back all over. Where do you think is the best turn to pass on this track?
I'd say going into that hairpin, I think turn 7.
There's definitely some good opportunities around here with long straights leading into tight turns.
This corner that's coming up to right now is a good one. If you get around out of the last corner, you get a drag or draft. Dive down the inside there.
Unfortunately, Foster just cannot seem to get a run out of these turns. It looks like he is easily eating up Garen's lead through the first sector with kind of those fast switchbacks, but on these long straights and tight turns in sectors 2 and 3, he just loses touch. Well, Silvestri has worked his way up into 3rd place.
Yeah, Andreas. I think you're right.
This is Gianmarco Silvestri's debut here in the Academy.
That's it. He's doing pretty well so far. I'd say.
Then we've got Bennett in 4th and Nelson hanging around in 5th, as always ready to capitalize on anyone's mistake. Hemian up to 6th. Nice progress forward there.
Larry Foster still behind Garen, following closely.
Alright, so Lakudis is indeed back on track, unfortunately showing a few laps down. I believe he's... Is he really 2 laps down? I don't...
Andreas?
Yeah. Surely just 1 lap.
Surely 1 lap.
Timing is showing 3, although that's because he hasn't crossed the line, so it should be 2 laps. Yep, 2 laps down. Must have been in the pits a bit longer than I thought.
That's a long pit stop.
Yeah, that could not have simply been adding fuel. Unless perhaps his pit stop preset was also somehow set to just everything.
No, but he was stationary for a while.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
maybe
perhaps he was searching for the keybinds to, add fuel. I've definitely been in that position.
Yeah, possibly. Although we'll never know.
I had the exact same thing happen to me in a GT2 race yesterday. Took some damage, pulled into the pits, just searching furiously for the keys to get fuel added. Eventually found I just did not have anything bound to it and had to pull out and drive around with damage for the rest of the race. I think wasted a minute in the pits.
That sucks.
Alright, Ryan Gonzalez having a nice day in 10th out of 16.
Not too bad.
Let's see this replay here. I'm showing an incident with Kirk. Oh, that incident seems to be his car flying away. I'm not sure what happened there.
I think because they tapped slightly, so...
Yeah. Foster's still in the tail of Guerin. We have seen this a couple times this season with Foster chasing Guerin, where Foster has been a lot kinder to his tires, and we haven't seen the same drop-off from him throughout the races that we have seen with Guerin, so... Despite the fact that he would seem to be pushing a lot harder right now, he does generally have better tire management, so well, let's see how this plays out. Although it's not just about tire management, but really your driving style and how the car is set up for, grippy tires.
Yeah, how you like to drive it.
Slick tires. A couple seasons ago over in the 3D series, I suffered an entire season of good speed at the start, but anytime my tires would start to go, I just became a wreck out there. And, it wasn't just that the tires were gone, it was specifically that my car was set up in a way, and really my driving style, that once the grip was gone, it wasn't just slow, it was undrivable. So I had to really put some work in the off season to figure out how to set up my car. And the next season came back the complete opposite, where I had it set up so I was actually kind of hanging on with grippy tires, but once it started to slide, then the car transitioned to where I wanted it to be. And the second half of the races became the fun parts. So it's especially with a mid-engine car like this, once that balance starts to change with the lack of traction. Yeah, it can go from being, wow, this car's great, to, okay, this is impossible to drive. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Larry must mess up that turn there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all know the learning curve of racing is more of a staircase with constant jumps, and I think definitely one of the steepest has to be coming to terms with the fact that that tire wear isn't really linear in how it affects you. It gets worse until it gets to a point where suddenly it's not just the tires go, but the car as a whole completely changes.
Yeah, much agreed. Oh, Larry must have slowed down too much of that turn there. He's losing time.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be at least 8/10.
I'm actually not too familiar with the tire wear model in ACC, and perhaps you aren't either, because I know it just got an update this last week. But for example, I know in R Factor 2, it has the tires are very responsive to heat, and it's very easy to overcook them, and then you really have to spend a couple laps cooling them back down. How is it in ACC?
Yeah.
Like, if he had burnt up his tires in a couple turns, can you just get back on the throttle, or do you have to let them cool down for a few laps?
Yeah, I don't think it's not that they don't suffer that much from heat like RF2 does.
Yeah.
There he goes. Johns. Oh, caught back up. Looks like he is faster than Guerin, but he just can't get a run on her.
Yeah. Well, as we've seen, he's quicker through the first half of the track, but then this is the part where he really starts to struggle. seen a yellow flag. Someone just went off.
I think it's more confidence.
Oh,
Oh,
Quackenberg
Hickenberg's disqualified.
disqualified for something. I saw their car go off road and suddenly disappear.
Huh.
Maybe they had gone too wide, picked up a drive-through, and ignored it.
No, maybe.
You don't really see someone often getting disqualified out in the middle of the track.
If you cut the track too much, then.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
that
You only get
last-
3 warnings, and then you're just straight. Well, no, then you get a drive-through.
I think he might have. If he cut the track too much, like straight up cut a turn, then he would get disqualified.
Larry gets a great run through these curves.
Yeah. If he feels ambitious, he could dive up the inside there.
Mm-hmm. May have to wonder if he's gonna have to do that one of these times.
Oh, Larry.
That
Chance
turn in
to run.
particular, really hurting him.
He went too wide and it just messed up his run to the next corner.
And with these two fighting, I want to say Silvestri is reeling them in, down to 2.8 seconds. That was
Yeah.
background 4.5 earlier. Not sure if Silvestri just has a ton of pace or if these two are, you know, fighting each other. Although we have seen them both make little mistakes while attacking and defending.
Silvestri's last lap was a 141.3. Larry's last lap was a 140.0. Garen's last 140.9.
Okay. So Foster caught up to Garen, but Silvestri's coming as well.
Slowly.
Although looking at the gap he's opening up on Nelson, which last we saw was it's growing about a second per lap. James, only 8/10ths back behind Gonzalez, chasing him down for 10th.
Come on, Ryan, hold off. I smell mushrooms. I don't know where.
Are you cooking mushrooms?
Don't think so. I don't think you cook mushrooms for spaghetti.
I'm sure someone out there does.
Oh, so there, you have to cut that turn a little more there, bud.
Well, this race is flying by with Foster on Garen's tail.
Oh, indeed, dude.
I know these two, especially Foster, is just practicing constantly, and these two are talking up a good game over in their channel, so I don't think we've seen Foster really get the best of Garen once this season. He definitely wants to get this win.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh boy. Can he get the run out?
Yeah,
Looks-
blocker, blocker.
Oh boy.
He's
There's a
on the
bit of
inside.
overlap. Oh, there he goes, swinging out wide. But this last sector
Yeah,
has
right,
been
he's
Garen's.
in the- Don't do it. Oh, that was a close one there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Garen getting a little antsy.
Ambitious
Looking at the
with track
inside there.
limits.
Alright, this is the first time we'll see Foster out in the lead going through the first sector. See what kind of gap he can open up.
Rachel has a run on him.
Silvestri has taken another second out of these two with that.
Oh, Rachel, that was a close one.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it's important for her not to force it here, you know. You're better on the second half.
And throw it away. Larry, you gotta cut that a little more there.
Silvestri has he's caught the group now. He's here.
Indeed. Yeah, I agree.
Foster has been working all season to take a win from Garen. I'm sure if Silvestri shows up and passes both of them, Foster's not going to be happy. Now that he's finally taking the lead here. Silvestri is skirting those limits, that's for sure. I mean, you know, you can only take as much as the game gives you. If you go too far, it will... Oh, Larry, no! Oh, no.
Oh, sad day for Larry.
Let's go back and watch. Well, let's
I
see.
think the main engine just caught up to him.
I think so. Watching this replay here, we're going to be going through this world's longest hairpin. What happens? Oh man, just the world's slowest spin.
Yeah, you gotta kind of coast through that turn. You can't. He broke low too late and downshifted too late.
Definitely. Honestly, it looked from the outside like, as hard as it is, he needed to get back onto the throttle a little bit sooner. Get that momentum moving.
Yeah. Oh well, that's unfortunate for Larry there.
He is still third. And, well, you know, he is 9 seconds back, but with 12...
Oh, Larry. Or Silvestri, that's why.
He's 9 seconds back, but with 12 minutes to go, he was running quicker laps than Garen that entire time we saw. In fact, at one point he was running 9/10 a lap faster than her, so... There's still time, especially if these two get to fighting. You know, Foster could still make a charge.
Or if they take themselves both out, then he has a chance.
Yeah. And
you know,
now, Garen does have, not big, but it's not like she has someone on her tail. She does have a bit of a gap there. Let's see if she can just put her face down, you know, put the head down and start getting some good laps in here and kind of ignore Silvestri. Don't let him, you know, don't let him dictate her line like Foster did.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see here.
Looks like James did get by Gonzalez for 10th.
Alright. Unfortunate, Ryan. You can get it back, though.
Let's take a quick look through some lap times here. So, Garen recently ran...
Oh, Yaxley. Oh, he took out Kirk.
Oh no, I'm seeing an incident with McIntyre and Lykutis. Ooh, okay, a little bit of a bump, but they both hung on to it. And then accident with Yaxley and Kirk. What happened here? That's Yaxley. Oh no, lost it and went right up into Kirk's path. Alright, Silvestri's taking that lead in half from 1.1 down to 0.6 seconds.
Indeed. Oh, no, it's up to 0.8.
Well, I was about to check in on Lykutis' lap time, see what he was running back there, but that lap's not going to count too well with that incident.
No, sir. All let's see is...
Okay, so Foster has taken about a second out of them, as I kind of thought here, about a second per lap. If it is just a second per lap, that's not quite going to be enough time. Oh, someone is off back there. I think that's Yaxley.
That's Yaxley.
And someone else. Is that Foster? Yeah, Foster in the same place. I think he did the same thing. Let's get a quick replay of that.
No, Larry. Yeah,
yep.
Same thing.
Oh no. Well, he's getting pretty well,
He's not having a good day, that's for sure.
No, and now David Nelson is up in third. That's big, as the points difference between first and third is only 10 points. If David can hold on to that, he will keep his championship lead going into the final round.
So that's she's a 10th faster last lap.
But Garen is not falling. Oh, man, Silvestri loves running wide. But as I started to say earlier, fortunately ACC is, you know, some other sims out there you might be looking at and saying, you're getting away with stuff, but here it will penalize you if it thinks you're going too wide. In fact, normally the limits are pretty strict, so if he's not getting any penalties, then hey, he's within limits.
Oh no, Silvestri.
Oh, is that the same turn? Yes, sir. Let's get a quick replay
Oh,
of
he's
that.
not having a good day.
The exact same motion as Foster, although he at least keeps it more on track. My oh my, that turn is proving troublesome today. Now Garen should just be able to coast home.
Feels like she's more in control of the car than and
Absolutely.
more predictable.
Done a great job just under pressure out front today with people right on her rear.
Facts.
Definitely an improvement from what we saw at the start of the season where she had the speed, but was a little more mistake prone under pressure. Larry Foster catching Cliff Hemian, seeing his dreams vanish, but I'm sure he wants to get back up there on the podium. He's about 5 seconds off of Nelson in third place, which if he, starts hitting his marks and puts down those times we've seen out of him, should be doable.
Huh. The battery for these cars is in the cockpit.
I mean, well, when you gotta charge your phone, you don't want to have to look under the hood, You gotta go fast.
There's a radio there. They spelled battery Batteery.
Battery.
Battery.
Interesting.
It's been called steer.
David Palmer has worked his way up to 7th, and let's make that 6th. Guessed by Zach Bennett.
Andres is up to 14th, still chasing down Yaxley.
So that's a really nice recovery today from the back of the pack up to 6th for Palmer. Things are actually starting to get a lot tighter out there, all around the field. Suddenly, guys are catching people around them.
People making mistakes, catching others.
Foster is, he's struggling more to get around Hemian than you would have expected. Wouldn't surprise me if he's, scuffed up those tires a bit too much in those slides. Let's see if Foster can make a move on Hemian going into this first tight turn. No, didn't really get a run out of that last turn. And Hemian takes a very defensive line. Foster didn't lose it, but he is clearly, I think he's a little distraught with that turn, kind of tiptoeing around there now.
I agree. I'd have PTSD with it too. If I crashed twice there.
Looks like this is their closest fight at the moment. Everything else is spread out a little bit. So if things stay as they are, with Guerin, Silvestri, and Nelson running first, second, and third, Guerin will take 10 points out of Nelson's points lead, which will take that 18-point lead down to an 8-point lead, which really just means going to the last race, she could take the lead from him with a similar performance. Oh,
Talking about Nelson there?
Oh, Foster. Hanging on around that same turn. But yes, it looks like if things stay this way, Nelson will be going into the final round with an 8-point lead over Guerin.
They're talking a large lead.
Which would mean if Nelson could take second place, he would wrap up the championship at Nürburgring, no matter where Foster goes. Oh,
He is 4 seconds behind. Larry, not again! There's something wrong with Larry in that turn. Oh, wrong turn.
Wrong turn, but similar turn.
Similar issue. Car must be frustrating. Tires must be wearing down, especially from all the flat spots. Nice. Alright, Guerin, and next is the Axley.
Oh wow, and with Foster's latest spin, Palmer's up into 5th place.
Oh, that's good for Palmer, I guess. Bad start, up to 5th.
I'd say that's pretty massive. Back where he was running previously, if Hemian had finished 4th, Hemian could have just about wrapped up 3rd place, that podium position in the points going into the last round. But with this very nice recovery for Palmer, he's gonna stay within reach of Hemian for 3rd place. Take that fight down to the last race.
The Axley's steering wheel is not straight. Yeah, he's still driving.
Although Foster is back right behind Palmer, and as we just said, all those points are very important to Palmer right now.
Let's see here, check on our contenders.
Yep, Guerin has pulled away to about a 19-second lead last time I checked, so she's got this well under control. Silvestri second, Nelson hanging there with Silvestri over the closing laps, so a very impressive podium for Nelson.
Indeed. Let's see here.
Hemian in 4th, Palmer in 5th.
Palmer has a fair bit of damage there.
And, Foster going in this last lap was right behind Palmer, but he's dropped back. It looks like having more trouble. In fact, now he's under attack from Bennett. Alright, that is the win for Guerin. Very impressive win. Nicely done. Under pressure the entire day. Goes spinning through the grass and the gravel. Well earned. Alright, looks like Silvestri's going to bring home second.
And actually, bad day for him, but he stuck with it.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad debut. Second place right there. David Nelson, a possible championship winning podium right there. Great day. Cliff Hemian, similar.
Next week.
Comes home in 4th place. David Palmer, keeping that points tight. Comes home in 5th. Larry Foster does hold on to 6th place, a long second half of a race for him. Zach Bennett should show in 7th. Not sure why that says 5th. Sam McIntyre, 8th place. Nice job. Had a very smooth race. Worked his way forward little by little.
Yep, but you capitalized on everybody else's mistakes there.
Howell, didn't hear much from him all day, and that's usually a good thing. No real mistakes there. James would come home 10th, right in front of Gonzalez. Faye is, 12th. Andres Lykoudis, very unfortunate. Wish we could have seen him up there fighting for the win. But he will be 13th ahead of Kirk and Yaxley. Our only did not finish, which was a disqualification, was Quackenberg. Let's see if we can see any lap times around here. Looks like we missed out on that.
Let's see if Palmer get punted here. Palmer got punted at the start. Let's see here. Turn 1, he's clean. Oh, so he got turned by Silvestri. And then punted by Kirk. And then Faye. Where was Justin?
Justin, I'm not sure. As you said, he's pretty busy right now. But with that, Rachel Guerin takes the win over Silvestri, with Nelson rounding out the podium. That means championship standings going in the final race, which will be at the Nürburgring 1 week from now. Should have David Nelson out front, 8 points ahead of Rachel Guerin. Cliff Hemian sitting 3rd, 22 points ahead of David Palmer.
Facts.
So both
connection
first
again.
And podium.
Andres says connection again.
I wonder how that works. Rachel points out, yep, David Nelson is channeling his Nico Rosberg. Anytime you think you've got the race made, you're just going to look at the standings and be, he's on the podium behind me? You're just not getting points out of that man.
You don't have to win every race, you just have to...
No, you know, he really capitalized at the start of the season, taking the 2 wins, and has just ridden that to the end with podiums. In fact, yep, looking at his season so far, you had a win, a 3rd, a 7th, and now another 3rd. Let's find out.
Indeed. See if we get some word here.
Yeah, let's see who we can get in here. Well, it was another exciting race, Matt.
Yeah, I agree. It was always an exciting race with these young folks.
Exciting, but clean. Getting cleaner and cleaner every week. Saw a couple individual spins, but outside of that opening lap, I don't think we really saw any incidents. There was one moment where 2 cars made contact, but that was just due to someone losing it under braking, really. Completely
minimal
incidental.
contact.
Strangely enough, that was the lead car making a mistake under braking, leading to an incident. You don't normally see that.
Only from me.
Yes. Well, folks, looks like we're going to have a bit of a short one today, but we look forward to seeing you here next week, same time. Qualifying starts at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. We'll have the stream up with about 5 minutes to go in qualifying, so I guess that's going to be about 3:40 Eastern time. Looking forward to seeing you back here for the closing round of the ESR SuperTrofeo Academy at the Nürburgring. It's been a pleasure watching, talking, listening, and doing everything here with you, Matt Higgs.
Indeed, it was, and as well with you.
All right. Well, with that, we will see you next week.
Peace.